Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for another video. Today is my update video for the months of April and May, and yes, I am doing another multiple month update video because I wasn't able to get on here in May. I did try, but it just didn't happen, and now we're well into June. So yeah, sorry about that, but here I am with a double month update for you. Layouts, birthday month album, and spending, a little bit of spending that I did in the month. Now then, what did I do? Well, of course I got my birthday month, which is April. Now I'll show you that album in a minute, and that is different to what I said it was going to be. I've got yeah, I think I'll just show you the layouts. So this is a layout about my great nephew. I just covered up some little bits there because I haven't asked permission as to whether I can show him on here. So I've got textured blue cardstock and pattern paper from Chamel Reasons to Smile. I've inked the edges and I've stapled the corners, which I do like to do sometimes. Another title out of that, one of those Simple Stories Colour Vibe foam alpha sets. This is the navy one and his name's here. And then I've used my template, my tag template, to create this tag, and then I've just mounted the photo onto a 4x6 piece of white texture cardstock, and this is white texture cardstock. I've inked up a wood heart here, I've added some baker's twine and an eyelet to that tag, and I haven't actually glued that to the page, which I normally do. A little bit of stamping here just with his information, and yeah, really like that layout. That is the first layout that I've done of my great nephew. And then this one is a Joseph layout. Is it this way? Did I intend it to be this way? I'm sure I did, yes. So this is a double page, and I've got a lot of things on my desk here. 1 second. See if we can move some things to show you that properly. So this is both papers are Chamel, and it's, although it's a double page layout, or it's not even companion, it is a double page layout, but I do mine differently to most people. I don't do a mirror or anything like that. I just do what looks good to my eye, and that's what everyone should do. So this is the flyer for the show. This is when I saw it in Oxford in January. I've since seen it in Southampton. Project Life card with another title out of another one of those Simple Stories Colour Vibe foam alpha sets. This is the yellow one. This is Adam Philippe, who plays Joseph, and I took these photos. So normally you're not allowed to take photos in the theatre, but for some reason this time they're saying that you can take photos at the end when they do the mega mix. They've never ever said that before, so I've never had any photos because I wouldn't do it like illegally or anything. So yeah, we were able to take photos. So I got these photos, the stage photos, and then this is me outside the theatre. This is me with Alex, who played the Pharaoh at Oxford, and this is him on stage. So yeah, just a lot of photos, grid type layout, 4x6 photos. It's a multi-photo layout for those people who like inspiration for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all different sizes and orientations. I've got portrait, landscape, I've got square, and I've got a smaller one here. So that's just, for me, I just fit them on the page. I mess around with it. The photos that I want to use, I mess around with them, decide where I want them to go, and then do the layout. So the title is Time to Dream, and then I've got Stage Door here. I've got a little bit of scrap camera paper here, which I think is Vicky Booting, with 2 glitter domes in gold for the lenses, and a little Tim Holtz heart here that I definitely rescued from a previous layout, I'm sure, that just happens to say Dream on it. This Makes Me Happy Project Life card. And I'm just saying that this is my first theatre of the year, and it was Joseph, of course, and I did a 2-show day in Oxford. I stayed overnight opposite the theatre in a hotel, and I'm excited for the 2025 tour, although I won't be going anywhere other than Oxford and Southampton. And I have actually been to Southampton and seen it. I'm very upset that I won't be seeing it again. Just not possible. This is another double page layout, and this is the Light the South Lighthouse Trail that was in Southampton and the Isle of Wight in August. Was it August? It was over the summer. And This was after the trail ended and all the lighthouses were ready to be auctioned off. So they're at the International Boat Show over in Southampton, and they were all being auctioned off, and I managed to get over there. I can't remember. I must have been going to see something like a show or something. I can't actually remember now. But yeah, I managed to get over there to see them all before they got auctioned off, and it was really weird seeing them at the boat show, because you know they had been in like the city centre, and I was like, oh my gosh, every time I go to Southampton now I completely miss the lighthouses. Like every time I walk past a place where one of the lighthouses was, I'm like, oh, that lighthouse was there. And it's not there anymore. But hey ho. So I've got a Chamel pan paper, which is from Reasons to Smile, I believe. Just an ordinary textured cardstock here, and then I've literally just piled on 6 photos. Grid style, closed grid, 6 4x6, and then on this side I've got 5, and I have cut them. I've actually cut these ones down just, I think, so I could fit them on the page really, or it may just been that there was something in the photo that I didn't like, or you know, something like that. I've just cut them down and fitted them on the page basically. It was really just like, as it says on the tin, a goodbye layout to the lighthouses. 2 Project Life cards, and I've stamped here, sorry, to the light, so it's goodbye to the light, and I've put the date there, which was September. And then I've just said that the trail's come to an end, the sculptures are lined for the boat show, ready to go to auction, and I'm sad to see them go, which is what I've just told you. I spent some time looking at them and taking photos. Southampton will not be the same without them. Everything that I've just told you is in that journaling. This is another one for the trail. Well, it's sort of the trail. There was a raffle or something. I gave a donation or bought a raffle ticket or something, and I actually won the little light sculpture, which I've talked about already. It's a blank one that you can sort of decorate, and the lady was messaging me to come over and hand it over, and I thought it was going to be like glamorous, you know. I thought I might meet the captain and all that kind of thing, but she just kind of came over in a car, gave me the lighthouse, took a couple of photos, and then went back on the next ferry. So it's very unglamorous, and I actually took a day off from the donkey sanctuary to do that as well, but never mind. So yeah, these were the photos that she took at East Cowes, which is where the ferry comes in, the Red Funnel ferry comes into the island, the vehicle ferry. And I've used that Simple Stories collection here, just a few bits from that. This is a chipboard, this is a die cut on foam, die cut flat to the page, a chipboard, and a couple of wood pieces from my stash. Project Life card again. This I think is again, oh it is, it's that Chamel, my very favourite Chamel pattern paper, and I've used this side of it instead of that side of it, but you know, it was perfect with the clouds, so I had to use it. And you know what, have I used it upside down? Should the cloud paper be that way? I don't even know. Anyway, I used it because of all the clouds in the sky. And look at the beautiful sky in that photo. So then I've just said that I want a little light sculpture to decorate myself. It was handed over to me at East Cowes. No ceremony. And I didn't even meet the captain, which again is what I've just said to you. I can't get over it. I really thought it was going to be like a nice, you know, ceremony. Okay, and then this is just a layout about the puppies. So they turned 1 at the beginning of May, and I've celebrated their birthdays with a layout like I like to do with my doggies. This pattern paper, I've no idea, is in my stash. I think it might have come from one of those paper pads that I had, like from like the Works or the Range or somewhere like that. This is from the Chamel paper pad. And one thing that I do really like to do with pattern papers that come in a paper pad that have got perforation, I really like to tear it off and leave some of the you know, I leave it a little bit scruffy. I wouldn't want to trim that off because I just really like it, and I always like to leave a little bit of the torn paper on there as well. So I've got 2 4x6 photos here and a 4x4 square photo of the puppies, and I've mounted those onto torn tracing paper. 2 Project Life cards here that I've inked the edges. I've got 2 wood hearts. Well, there's actually 4 wood hearts there because I've put 2 small ones inside the larger outline heart, and I've inked those in brown. I've used the Chamel Alpha again, this lovely purple alpha that, you know, it's not always easy to use that colour, but I just absolutely love it. And this is a very, very old piece of stash here, a bone. I think they're called Dress It Up. They're like little embellishment packs that you can get in the UK, and I mean, I was getting those years and years ago when I was a card maker, so it was a very similar product to that. And then I've got the date that I've stamped here. And then I've just said that the puppies are now 1 and they're still puppies, cheeky, mischievous. They love their chew toys and sometimes chew the blankets. They still love scrapping. Eddie wants a toy if Holly has it. Holly's still nervous of all the dogs. She loves Chester. Eddie wakes me up in the morning and Holly has a deep bark. Just a few little, you know, facts about them, fun facts about them. So yeah, so that's my layout. So I've done 5, haven't I? But actually, 2 of those were double pages. Was 2 of them or 3 of them? 2 of them were double pages. So that's really good. I've done quite a lot of scrapbooking, and I think the only one I did in May was this one. I think all the others I did in April. So yeah, I did quite a few sort of in April, but not much time since then. Now then, I've been working on a small traveller, well not small, but traveller's notebook about my great nephew. There's only a few pages done in there, and I've not actually asked them if I can show him on here, so I'm not going to show you that, but at some point in the future I may ask them if I can, or I may cover his face and any details and show you what I've done, like decorative wise. This is a new traveller's notebook which has not been used yet, and I'm thinking, I'm not definite, but I'm thinking that I might document our camper van shenanigans that we get up to. I'm thinking about that. Not definite. I haven't done anything in here since I last saw you or spoke to you, which is the Richard Chamberlain page. I've just today printed off a few photos, and I had a few already that were ready to go, that I've popped in here because I really do need to do it. Now, I won't do anything for April in here because April is my birthday month album, and, you know, sometimes I do layouts as well. I didn't get any, like, amazing photos, though, for my birthday because I wasn't very well. I had, like, my hay fever came back with a vengeance this year. I don't know if anybody else is the same. But the last few years I seem to have gotten away with it. But this year it kind of came back with a vengeance. So, yeah, I didn't get any, like, amazing photos for my birthday that I wouldn't necessarily want to create a layout with, which would be a shame because I always do a layout for my birthday. So I'll have to think about that. But I have definitely done my album, as you'll see in a minute. So yeah, I've got things in here ready to go, and I just need to kind of plan it for May because I won't put anything in here for April. I'm also planning a Joseph the Musical album. Woohoo! I'll manage to get these. I haven't shown you these. So I bought some new, I think in my last video I said I bought a Lever Arch file A5 for my birthday month, but actually when I looked at the delivery date it was like it was not going to arrive for like months, so I cancelled it and I used the TN instead, Traveller's Notebook. But since then I've been able to get some, so I'll be showing you those in a minute in my purchases. But this is one of the ones. This is not Lever Arch, this is just a smaller file. But this is going to be, I think I'm going to do a Joseph album in here. And I've printed some photos already from my Joseph shenanigans. But depends if I have the time and everything, you know. If I get to the point where I haven't done it and I just don't think I'm going to do it, then I'll abandon the project. But at this moment in time, I would quite like to do a Joseph album. Now then, this is my birthday month album. I'm going to show you my birthday month album in this video because, you know, I haven't got a lot else to show you apart from the few layouts that I did and the little bit of spending. So I'm going to see if we can get a little bit closer here for you. It's a traveller's notebook, just the ordinary size, A5 size, I think. It's not A5, is it? I think they're slightly bigger than A5. They are 5.5 by 8, about 8. So 5.5, slightly smaller than the 6 by 8 size. Everything in here is pretty much just stash. I didn't purchase anything new for my birthday month album. I say that a lot, don't I? Birthday month album. I didn't purchase anything new. I've used a lot of older stash. So if I know what it is, or if I think you might be interested, then I'll tell you. But obviously you don't want me to be rambling on for hours about it. So I've got the cover here. I've used some scrap pattern papers and little cut apart pieces. Some of this is Chamel. 2 wood silver stars, some washi tape, and I've done a little bit of hash journal. What do you call that? Like faux stitching, I suppose it is. Journaling, not journaling, doodling. And I think I wanted to do that throughout the whole of the album, but I'm not sure if I did continue with that. I think I did do it in a few places. I've used those foam alphas again from Simple Stories for the year, the Chamel glitter ones for my the birthday month, and some little white puffies for my name and age, and a little dot there. And I just sort of used what I had, really. It's a bit mismatched, but it, you know, it tells you what's in here. Nothing on this side, actually thinking about it now. Maybe I should put something on there. I don't know what though. So page 1, I started off wanting to use these. So I bought that punch that makes the fishtail, and I hadn't really been using it, so I thought, oh, I'll use it for this album and try and use it every day. I don't think I did use it every day, but I used it quite a lot. So on page one was the 1st of April was a Tuesday, which is my volunteer day at the Donkey Sanctuary. I don't do like a daily page for each day of the month, because I was doing it in a traveller's notebook and I didn't know how much space I'd have. Some days I doubled up, which I do usually anyway, double up on days when I'm not doing very much, because although it's my birthday month, you know, and I like to do nice things every day, life still goes on. You still have to do your daily chores and, you know, all the other things that we have to do in life that's not as fun as what you might want to do on your birthday or in your birthday month. So yeah, the first day was a full page, but after that I do, you know, there are some days that double up. So this is pattern paper, and I've just inked the edges, and I've drawn my own journaling lines just using a ruler. This is a photo, some donkey photos here. So I've got I've just said here that Tuesday is donkey day, grooming, cleaning, Poppy's plays, moving donkeys and working on the haze, or doing the haze. Beautiful spring day. My birthday adoptions this year are Molly and Eddie. This is Eddie. Isn't he lovely? I've never adopted Eddie before, but I've adopted him because of my puppy Eddie. And I've also adopted Daffy for my great nephew. And he is a Welsh donkey at the sanctuary. I had pizza for dinner, and what an absolutely lovely start to my birthday month. I'm saying that again. Lots of exciting plans for this year. 1st of April, a little scrap, and again that faux stitching, doodling around the photos. I've just cut these photos to the smallest size I could cut them to stick on the page. No sort of set size. And then I've just said here that I'm currently reading The Birds and the Bees, Millie Johnson's second book. So I've decided that I'm going to go and reread all Millie Johnson's books. She's my favourite author, and I've started to reread them, but I think I've only read about 3 so far. I've kind of not abandoned it, but not actually started reading the next one yet, after I finished the previous one a while ago. So then we go on to day 2 and 3. Again, I've used that punch and inked edges and stamped. I'm using just a stamp set to do the days, the numbers. So I've said, oh, this is Wednesday, and I've got Wednesday and Thursday on here. So I've got a small photo of me here in my craft room working on my great nephew's little album there. And I've just said here, an album for him. Of course, there will be layouts too. And just anything that I've got in my stash, basically. A lot of it's from the Chamel collection. Just cut up pieces of die cuts, or just from the 6x8 pad that had like different things on the one page that you could cut out, like cutter parts, that kind of thing. Washi tape here. Simple stories. This is, I've had it for a very, very long time. So Wednesday, I just said I took some charity stuff to the local for Friends of the Animals. Then I had lunch at the Donkey Sanctuary with my friend. We were sort of updating our knowledge of the donkeys. We like to go over there every now and again and just test ourselves. We need to do more, as we didn't get to all the herds. Tracy treated me to some cake, and I had a jacket potato for my lunch. And I bought a little gift for my great nephew. Thursday, quiet day at home. Finished the book that I was reading and worked on the country store jigsaw. Happy days. I think there'll be a photo of that in here at some point. I think I'd already started that jigsaw, because I said here that I'm working on it as opposed to starting it. So I'd already started it before. And then I've used a stencil here. I think it's a Vicky Booten stencil. And I've just done some inked some colours through that stencil for the background here. And here again, I've just done my own journaling lines, and I've done that doodling around the photo, which I didn't do here, so I was forgetting already to do it. A baking bowl that I've cut out, fussy cut. If you know me, you know I don't do fussy cutting, but you know I had to use that on this page. A little heart there, and just a little cut apart here. Photo of the cupcakes that I made, and a photo of myself. So Friday, early morning meeting at the Donkey Sanctuary for the volunteer forum, and then I finished the jigsaw. I've said here, I haven't put a photo of the jigsaw in here, have I? I don't know why. And then Saturday I made the Easter cupcakes, and I started a new book, Swept Away, which is not a Millie Johnson book. A little bit of planner stamping going on here with the jigsaw, the cupcake, and the little new sort of star thing there, and some little open books. And then we're moving on to day 6 and 7, which again is on one page. lots of scrap paper, and I'm glad that I found this lighthouse paper in my stash, because I forget what I've got, you know, even in I've only got a very small container with scraps in it, and I still forget what I've got, so it's good every now and again to go through these things. So I took a photo of the lighthouse. I started working on the lighthouse on this day, and I've just said here, again, you know, pattern paper punched out for the fishtail. Finished the book, decluttering and cleaning. And then Monday, more cleaning. I started a new Colin Sutton book, and I've done the first paint coat on the lighthouse. And then this is just a photo of some lovely flowers in a pot in our garden. And then planner stamping again here with the artist's easel, I'm not sure what you call that, where you mix your paintbrush, open book, the same one from before, and a little bottle that, you know, cleaning bottle. Trying to think if it's got a name, you know, the when you squeeze it. And then day 8 is Tuesday again, so I'm at back at the donkey sanctuary, and I just use this little piece here that I can put a few bullet points. I've added the 8 again, and on this page I didn't use the fishtail, I just used this as to put my number on. And I just said that I was grooming, I took Billy Boy for a walk, I did some cleaning of troughs, did the haze, and a lot of chatting obviously too. Visitors. This is Molly Donkey, one of my adoptions, and this is Dave. And so I've just said here that I've readopted Molly for my birthday, and I've also adopted Eddie for my birthday. Happy days. Have I mentioned that already? Yeah, I mentioned it on the first page, didn't I? But anyway, I got a photo of Molly. Sometimes when I work on these albums, I don't like look back at what I've said already. I just like work through them like bish bash bosh, that kind of thing. I just like to get them done. I enjoy doing them, but I don't want to like it to be a project that gets abandoned. So at the same time, I like to get them, not rush, but get them done. So sometimes I do duplicate some journaling and things if I've forgotten that I've said it already. And then I've just stamped Molly, a heart, lucky me, Dave, and then I've said a good groom for Dave. Sorry Dave, no treats in the bag, and he's looking at my grooming bag there, and there's no treats in there. And then I've just found this little banner that said not today. Then we move on to page 9. I found this Coca-Cola, this is Carter Bella pattern paper that I've had in my stash for a long time, and I've only got a few little scraps of it, so I was really happy to use that. This is Schmel, stamp the number 9 again. This is Schmel, read more books. This just came from a set of postcards that I've got of Peter Rabbit and Beatrix Potter, so I just cut that out, and then I took a screenshot of this, the promotion for the new Bridget Jones film, and then this popcorn paper as well, and a little bit of planner stamping here. So I've just said that my husband was away, I made cheese scones, finished the book, and watched the new Bridget Jones movie. I also rewatched Miss Potter again, which is one of my most favourite films ever. Absolutely love that film. It's probably the one film that I found the easiest to rewatch. I mean, I like rewatching films. You know, I know some people don't. I like rewatching films, but Miss Potter is the film that I could rewatch over and over and over again. Absolutely love it. Scrap pattern papers here. I've just layered together on this page. I've used the punch again there. Stamped the number, which I'm doing on every page, and the date. Just cover the Thornbirds cover there for the DVD, and the Shall We Dance, and a little photo of me and Holly. And I've just said my husband's still away. Lovely sunny day with time outside with the doggies, and then I watched Shall We Dance, another all-time favourite film, and I watched the first episode of the Thornbirds, which is 2 hours long, and I think there's like at least 4 of them or 5 of them that are all that long, and I have to be honest, I only got around to watching the first episode. I didn't get any further with it this time. I have watched the whole box set many times, but on this occasion I didn't get any further with it. I may or may not go back to that in the near future. Torn edges, which I like a lot of there. And then I've just done a double page sort of spread with the puppies. Well, not just the puppies, but all the doggies. No writing or anything, just put their names on there on these Project Life cards that I've cut down slightly. And this is a 3x4 one, and this is a 3x4 one. So just nice photos that I got of the doggies that I wanted to feature in my album. So then we get to the 11th. On the 11th, I've done a little banner from scrap paper, and I've punched out a star. I've done this doodling again, which I forgot to do on the other pages. And this is a square photo of me at this concert that I went to. And I love this. This is one of my favourite stamped images ever. And it actually comes from a Christmas set for like carol singing. But I thought I'd use it here because these guys have got big voices. So yeah, so I thought that was amusing. And I think I stamped it over what I'd done already instead of using a block underneath. And it didn't come out really very well. But you know, it's still funny. I still like it. So yeah, a little bit different here with the stars. Project Life card again. I think I was on a mission to use my Project Life cards as well. I've inked the edges of this, and then I've just said a second coat on the little light today. I worked on this album. I popped off to see my friend who was visiting the island for a few days, and I popped through to see her where she was staying at her accommodation on the way through to this concert, which I went to in the evening with a friend of mine. So I'm just saying it was a really nice venue and a really nice evening. I've not been there before. It's just a very small kind of artisan cafe kind of like venue, which is really suitable for music gigs, but quite a small place. But it was just a really nice evening. Lots of Project Life cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. All edges inked, and I've done 2 days here. So this was the 11th, this is the 12th and the 13th. And inked edges, done the usual faux stitching and the numbers and everything. And I've just said a nice couple of days with my friend and her family. We went to the Needles, lunch at the local pub. We went to Fort v Yarmouth. We did crabbing and lunch at the same pub again. And I had a really nice cheesecake, which you very, very rarely get a nice gluten-free dessert in pubs. It's usually brownie or ice cream or sorbet even sometimes. So yeah, it was really nice to get cheesecake, which I enjoyed very much, and I need to go back and have it again. And then my friend had gave me a mug that she'd bought when she went somewhere one time, and she just had it for like ages because I've not seen her for such a long time, my best friend. And yeah, she gave me that, which is peanuts. I absolutely love peanuts. Snoopy. So yeah, I just showed my like breakfast. So yeah, I used it for my breakfast, and I just wanted to put that photo on there. And I've got this little die cut piece of a fork, which I thought was amazing. A little bit of planner stamp in there. I've covered over the jug, haven't I, in the photo, but you know, this was more important really. You can still see the cheesecake and everything. And then moving on to the 14th, so I've used the banner, the fishtail again, but upside down this time because the doggy was facing that way. So you know, I wanted to use it that way, which I don't mind doing. My husband's just come in and he's feeding the dog, so it might be a bit noisy. Square photo of Buddy and Chester. A little camera again, scrap. A little dome there. Enamel dark dome type piece. It's faceted. I really like those ones. They're really nice. 2 wood hearts. Another Project Life card. A stamped image of a puppy. I've had that stamped for a long, 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 long time from when my Billy and Elvis were puppies. Pattern paper with a torn bit of an edge there. Probably from the paper pad. And then just saying that the Buddy and Chester went to the groomers, and we had a nice walk, and I popped to the supermarket, and they look nice and fresh and smart as they do, and lots of washi tape here in the background. And then this is the 15th and the 16th. So on this day I've used my punch again with pattern paper and Project Life cards again. Photo here of my cookie pie that I made, and a little cupcake die cut, and more of that doodling. And I've just said here that I didn't go to the donkey sanctuary today because I took a couple of weeks off for my birthday, so this must have been Tuesday and I didn't go in today. I worked on my new flapjackery jigsaw, which is really, really hard. I always keep telling myself I'm not going to do 1,000 piece jigsaws because they're too hard. I need to stick to 500, but I really wanted to do this one of the flapjacks, but it's very hard. And even though I did finish it, not during my birthday month, I did finish it, and I'm not 100% convinced that I had a couple of the pieces in the right place. In the end I gave up. I mean, I did finish it, but it looked as though, I don't know if it's possible to do that, but I'm still not sure I had it right. And they're just saying that I finished my book. I cooked some chicken, I did more cleaning, and then my mum and dad, my parents arrived in the afternoon. I made a lasagna and some cupcakes and worked on the jigsaw. That is not lasagna and that is not cupcakes. So I must have just been eating that day. Because that's not a photo of what I made. No, it's what I made the other day, the cookie pie. 17th, so my parents are here at this point, and on the 17th, I've said it here that I made it here, so I must have just put the photo. Yeah, I don't know why I put the photo on that side for the 15th. And the 16th is when I made, so that's the 15th, and then the 16th is this part here. And then yeah, I think maybe I just hadn't got a photo of some. I just thought I'd put a photo there, and also it had Elvis on it as well on the plate, which I always like to feature. Anyway, 17th. Project Life cards, photo of me and Mum with at the theatre, the flyer for the theatre, I could cut it down to fit onto the page, doodled, die cut, wood, gold, star, date, project, as I say, Project Life cards layered. Just saying it was a very busy day. Buddy had his physio treatment. My husband went to Southampton to collect our new camper van. Have I mentioned that? I don't think I've mentioned it because we didn't even know we were getting it. So yeah, we got that on the 17th of April, my birthday and anniversary present. And since I've had it, I've only driven it. I haven't driven my car at all. I've just been driving around the island in my camper van. So, but there's more about that later. And then I've just said I made the cookie pie. Oh, I've put photo overleaf in brackets here. So yeah, I obviously realised that's what I was doing. Then Mum and I went to the theatre. It was just absolutely incredible production. I think it's the best one that I've seen so far. The staging was absolutely incredible, and it was like being in the West End. I made a mistake here and I sort of wrote over it. It looks a bit of a mess, but it's okay. I think I can live with it. Then this is me with my new camper van here. So I just did a couple of like photo features here, bit of stamping, cut these out myself I think, and inked the edges and everything, patterned paper. This is me, and this is the doggies when I got in and I was sitting in the camp, and they were kind of all wondering what was going on, and I thought this here was like amazing, this stamp, new to the crew. Actually, thinking about it now, you've not seen these form part of my spending, which is over there. New stamp sets that I've bought, sneaky peek. And now we're on to the 18th, so Project Life card again. We've used the banner punch again, some stars here, a little bunny stamp. So that's like it came from like a trampolining themed stamp set that I've got, and it just happened to have a bunny rabbit in it, and I remembered, so I used it for this, with it being Easter. This is just cut down from a piece. Photo of Mum and I at the Spot the Egg event at the Godzilla Model Village, which I try and go to every year if I can. And this, of course, Easter was my birthday weekend this year, so it was over my birthday weekend. And it looks as I've dropped something here, and oh no, you know what it is? It's this heart. It's gone onto there like that. I think I'm just going to leave it. I thought I'd maybe dropped an ink pad or something onto there, not realised, but this has come through. What I should have done was sealed that with something, but I didn't realise that had happened. Since I got that new printer, I'm not impressed with the print quality, I have to say. It's very different to the selfie. I don't like the print quality, and I don't think that would have happened on the selfie. And if it had, I would have been able to wipe it off, but I can't wipe it off on these ones. So yeah, I'm stuck with a printer because I bought it, but I'm not impressed with the quality. Fish and tip paper, which I'm glad I found in my scraps. I think I've maybe stuck I don't know if I've stuck 2 bits together there or not. And then Project Life cards, and then I've obviously gone in my stash and found all these congratulations pieces for my card making kit section of my craft room, and then a heart and 25. And because this is on to the 19th here, so that's the 18th, and this is the 19th. The 19th is my husband and I's it was our 25th wedding anniversary. So we went over to Yarmouth to get fish and chips, and we sat in the camper van and ate them, and it was like a real squeeze because my parents were with us as well, and the 4 dogs. But it's quite amusing, but we enjoyed it. It was fun. And then Shafka, my husband and I went off a bit later on to a brewery on the island just to say hello to some of our friends who were there with their classic cars. Later on, I made a raspberry polenta cake ready for my birthday. Easter themed and with fresh cream, and I drove the camper for the very first time that day actually, so I was quite nervous to drive it, but oh my gosh, ever since then I've just been poodling around in it everywhere, here, there and everywhere. This is actually my birthday, so that's my anniversary and this is my birthday. This is a very old postcard that I've had for years, and I've got another one as well, like a vintage postcard, and I cut this off the bottom to fit it on the page. This formed part of that. And I just love it, absolutely love it. I think it's like me when I was a kid. I didn't look like that though, but it's just, I like it, so I'm using it. die cut pieces. These are all these birthday themed die cut pieces I've had in my stash for a long time, and they're all in here, and I've still got some left, and I just dip into them every now and again. So, and I throw as many of them as I can. It's like, you know, sticker sneeze or die cut sneeze of all the ones that are birthday themed. I just wanted to whack as many on the page as I could, because I know I won't use them again until like next year or another birthday themed thing. This is the cake that I made. Oh my gosh, doesn't it look amazing? Those little bunny biscuit things are gluten-free, and I always try and get some like every year. They're like, are they Maltesers? I think they might be Maltesers, but they are gluten-free. And so yeah, just scraps of everything here. My photo of me sitting in the camper van, looking as I've got something in my nose there, which was stuck on the page, looking, you know, rather tired and with the hay fever and what have you. But there you go. I just noticed that my husband's in that photo. He's just looking down outside. Look, I didn't even realise he was in that photo. He's outside doing something. I'm sat in the camper eating my breakfast that he made for me, and Holly's with me here. So I just said that my husband made my birthday eggs. He always makes me eggs on my birthday. I very rarely eat eggs for breakfast, but on my birthday I usually do boiled eggs. And I ate them sat in the camper van, because obviously I was obsessed with the camper van. Age this year, 55. This was one of my Bramble Fox pieces that says Make a Wish that I'd had for a long time, and I thought I'd just throw it on the page, get it used, and I like it. Lots of scrap paper here and die cut pieces. I'm just saying about my friend giving me the Snoopy mug, so I had my beetroot juice in that for my breakfast. And I'm just saying about the hay fever has returned. And then my cards here, and I just saying sat in the camper to open my cards, because that is my, and also that's my actual gift for my husband. And then I was just saying about the gifts some of the gifts that I got that day. And then this is me and Mum sat in the camper. Mum came and joined me with her breakfast. Eddie, Holly, me just opening a gift, and me with Buddy. And then again scraps and Project Life cards. And then I said, I wish I didn't have hay fever. You see what I mean though? I look tired and drawn, and yeah, not too well at all. And this is a scrap pattern paper. I think it's Cartabel. It might not be, because actually the texture just tells me that it might not be. But it's one that I love. I've had it for, it's just a scrap that I've had left over from a pattern paper sheet that I really like. And then this is just my new Elvis t-shirt that I had for my birthday, with Chamel pattern paper here and the torn edges and the tucked in little die cut piece, journaling piece there. Photo of me with the doggies. And then this is going to be a long video, isn't it? I should have done a separate video. Is that the same page? Yeah, it is. So then so my birthday was on Easter Sunday. So my nephew and his partner, fiance, sent me a photo of my great nephew with his Easter outfit on, which is really cute. And I took these pieces from the jigsaw, one of the jigsaws that I'd finished, because I think was there a piece missing? I think there might have been a piece missing or something like that. So I thought, I didn't donate it. I just took a few bits off that I thought I could use in my album, and then recycled the rest of it. So this here is a purchase that you've not seen yet, but now you've seen it because it's in my album. Photo of me with my birthday cake. I look a little bit brighter there. Baking pattern paper, Chamel. Just said here we had lunch at the White Mouse, and then we came back home and sat in the camper to have birthday cake, and jigsaw piece again. And just saying, Mum and I played Connect 4 in the camper. We've got like a travel Connect 4 that we've had for years and years. No idea where it came from, but Mum and I had fun playing that on my birthday in the camper. And then I've already said twice that I adopted Molly and Eddie, but I've popped these in here now because it's actually like my birthday, and I always like to adopt them for my birthday. Isn't he elegant? Oh my gosh, he's so elegant. She's lovely too. She stands tall as well. I love Molly. Right, day 21. How did I do the number for my birthday? I can't actually remember. Did I show you that? I must have done. Oh look, I just did it there on one of the little party hats. Yeah, and then the number for my age was the bigger section. Day 21, just simple page here. Pattern paper, Project Life card, square photo of Mum and I at the Donkey Sanctuary. The day, and I just said that I met my parents for lunch at the Donkey Sanctuary, and then and then I went to the theatre again with Brenda actually, to see Charlie Chocolate Factory a second time. I was already going anyway. My friend wanted to go, so I changed my seats, and I sat with her on the second row, not the first row. you know how much I love my front row, but I changed it for my friend, and actually it was okay, it was fine sitting on the second row. So just me taking my photo whilst I was waiting for my friend. And then the day after that, Mum and I did go to the theatre because we did a tour of the theatre. Project Lifeguard again, you know, die cut pieces. Just one photo of me stood on the stage, looking up to the seat, you know, where all the workings are. Project Lifeguard, that Simple Stories washi tape again. And I just say that it's absolutely fascinating learning the history of the site and all the changes. And the tour guide has told us about the filming of the movie That'll Be the Day. There's a film called That'll Be the Day, with David Essex in the film, and I really like David Essex. And he was just saying about when they filmed at the theatre, because they filmed that on the Isle of Wight. That movie was filmed on the Isle of Wight. So he was telling me about when they used the theatre for that. And then I found out today, which I didn't realise before, that my name was on the patrons poster in the sort of bar area, because I'm a patron of the theatre. And I hadn't realised that my name was on the board. And when he pointed it out to us as part of the tour, I saw my name on the board. I didn't even know it was on there. And then the other thing I found out that I literally did not know is that the stage is sloped. It slopes. It's not a flat stage. It's a sloped stage, which is really weird when you're standing on it. No idea how the performers do their like dancing and everything. Photo Mum and I looking on the stage with the auditorium behind us. They gave us this as part of the gift bag they gave us, and just a little embellishment there, a little button heart there. And then the next day my parents had gone home, so I had a nice quiet day at home. I worked on the jigsaw and I started rereading another Millie Johnson book, and then again Project Life cards, washi tape, you know, the usual scrap pieces. And then that's the 23rd. Oh, and I've used a circle punch here now. I'm using a circle punch for the days. More scrap paper. I went to Southampton to see the musical Hamilton. I found Paddington and had my photo taken with him again. Of course, I had my lunch at Nando's. And I think when I was there this time, they told me that next time I was entitled to a free Nando's because of my loyalty card, which I did have the other day when I was over there. That beautiful Schmel pattern paper. And then, so I think a lady offered to take a photo because I was on my own, and that's not a selfie. So yeah, a lady offered to take a photo for me, and actually someone did that for me the other day as well. Hamilton, the flyer. I didn't have a flyer, and I couldn't see a flyer anywhere in the theatre. So I went to the box office to ask if there were any, and they had one in like a frame in the box office. And the guy took it out and gave it to me. Took the flyer out and actually gave it to me, which I thought was really nice of him. I did say, oh, I'm a member, but I didn't say that until afterwards. He didn't know, so I thought that was really nice. It was coming towards the end of the run anyway, so they probably didn't need it anymore. But yeah, I thought that was really nice of him, and that was obviously on the 24th, and it ended on the 26th. So I got the flyer, washi tape, washi tape, washi tape, washi tape, washi tape, Project Life cards, camera die cut. And I've just said that, as expected, I didn't love Hamilton. I'm glad I've seen it. I went to see it. I enjoyed it. There's some parts I really liked, but it's just not for me. I know people love it, but it's just not going to be it's never going to be one that I would go and see again. Because I was going to go and see it originally, I had front row ticket. Because I decided I wasn't going to go, I gave up that ticket, and then I changed my mind and decided to go, and I had to sit in the circle, and I did not like sitting in the circle. I like my front row stall seat. And I've just said here about asking them at the box office for the flyer. So yeah, just amazing show, but just not for me. 25th, just my husband had to go and see a customer, so we went on the island. And we found someone who was selling an awning that we could use for the camper van, so we went over there and did that and got that. And then we had lunch at the pub. Again, Project Life cards and washi tape, all the same as before. Planner stamping. This is a stencil, which I think that's a new purchase that you've not seen yet. I should have showed you my purchases before I did the album. And then so that was the 25th, and then the 26th I just said spent most of the day working on the jigsaw. I read some of my book, and we went to a walk to the local pub to a drink, and we got our new mattress for the camper van. Oh yeah, we started getting all the things that we needed for the camper van, that we didn't need before we got a camper van. So things like a mattress, self-inflating mattress, kettle, all the usual things that you need when you're going camping that we hadn't got. And then just a few photos of the doggies in the camper van. So we set it up actually to see what it was like in the camper. The dogs, of course, straight away took to it. And then just my goals, and then this is the 4 dogs at the pub when we went down to our local pub. We're getting towards the end now. Hope if you're still with me, thank you very much, because this video is very long. Doggies in the camper van, washi tape, punch. I punched that out. 2 stickers from the steam railway, doggy themed pattern paper scraps. we went and took part in the RSPCA Big Island Dog Walk, I think it was called, for the RSPCA charity. So it was like about a 3-mile walk. So we went on a little train ride, then we walked back to the steam railway with the dogs, and this is just, I couldn't get a decent photo with them apart from here, so we just grabbed this photo, and yeah, so that was that day. And this was that day as well. That stencil again, I've used my jute here, washi tape, scraps and everything. Dogs on the train, husband with Holly on the train. Just saying I continued, I didn't realise. Just saying here that we rode on the train to Wootton and then we walked back, and it's 3 miles, and the doggies all did very well. Torn edges again, love my torn edges. And these photos I saw on social media later on that the official photographer must have taken, so I stole them to put in my album with us here with the doggies, and here again. Washi tape, Project Life card, little die cut or cut apart piece, a little bit of scrap paper, inked edges, all the usual. And then the 28th, photo of Buddy lying on the new parasol base there, little heart embellishment button, puffy numbers here I'm using for the days now here. I'm just saying that I was getting jobs done upstairs, then I sat outside on the new patio furniture, finished the book that I'd started, which Mum left for me. I bought this for Mum, and she'd finished it, and I read it because she bought it and left it for me to read, and then a die-cut piece here. And then obviously back at the dog section on the 29th, which must have been a Tuesday, little wood heart. I've done this faux stitching journaling again, not journaling, doodling, with a thick felt pen there. Scraps again, torn edges. Just saying here, busy day, moving donkeys, chatting to visitors and doing the haze, etc. Stamp the date there, but it looks as though it's been smudged a little bit. And then the 30th, which is the last day of the month, Project Life cards. This is my progress on the jigsaw, flapjackery jigsaw, and little planner stamp in here. I remembered I had the jigsaw one. I don't know whether that came from a new stamp set that I've bought. No, I think it came from a previous one. Puffy. And even though I've just said that, even though I've said this to you already, even though I keep saying I'm not doing any more 1,000-piece jigsaws, I really wanted to do this one. I'm enjoying doing it, but it's hard, very slow progress, a few pieces each day. Now with a jigsaw that's hard, I don't mind if you only putting in 1 or 2 pieces every time you come to do it. What I don't like is when you come to do it and you spend a few hours looking at it and you don't put any pieces in. That's happened to me once with an English heritage jigsaw with a horse that was all brown, beige, the whole thing. And I gave up on that one. I think it's the only time I've ever given up on a jigsaw, because we'd sit at it for like 4 or 5 hours and not put a single piece in. With this, it was very slow, but I did manage to do it in the end. And I think, I'm not sure if it was right or not. So, and then I've just said about the progress here of the lighthouse. So this is how much work I've done on the lighthouse in my birthday month. And yeah, I haven't done any more on that either. In fact, it's been sat on the kitchen table all that time. And just the other day, I brought it back upstairs again because I thought, I don't know when I'm going to carry on working on it. I've just lost the steam. And then on the 30th, again, the 30th, we went over to see the Elvis plaque, to see if it had been relocated to the bandstand, which they were promising to do. And I found out that it is relocated, and they'd relocated it in November. So, and I've not been there since then. And I'm just saying how it looks really good, and it was just a last minute decision to go over there, and I'm so glad that we went over there on the last day of my birthday month. And then I found this post on social media about the story that they'd put on there that I'd completely missed. No one tagged me in it or anything. And then I remembered, like, that was when Buddy got really poorly. Buddy was really poorly towards the end of the year, and of course we got the puppies and everything, didn't we? So everything was a bit crazy, and we'd just not been able to go over there. But yeah, beautifully relocated. It's right there, look, can you see? Right there next to the bandstand. How lovely is that? They've put it on in a lovely little place. So I somehow managed to get a photo with the doggies. And then at the end of here, I've just put a few photos of some of my lovely gifts, die cut pieces here, book and some socks and things that were gifted to me. And then here, I think I've just put the name of people and the gifts and stuff, so I've just covered that over. And I don't think I'm going to decorate that anymore. Washi tape Project Life cards. And I have got cards that were given to me. So this is Stephanie made this for me, absolutely lovely. My friend Brenda gave me this lovely card, and there's a little note in there as well. And then a card from my great nephew. And I've just realised that I've got like a whole blank page here, so I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything to that. I should really add something to that, because that's the only gap, isn't it, apart from the inside front cover, because I've covered this one with stuck the card in here that I received. So there's nothing on here and there's nothing on that page, but I may stick another card. Still got my cards here, so I may stick another card or something on that, and maybe even on the inside front cover. But other than that, my birthday month album is finished, and that is a really, really, really long video. So thank you if you're still with me. I'm going to quickly show you my purchases. If I'd have known it was going to take me that long, I would have done it as a separate video. So I did a scrapbook.com order, which is here. Some of the things I've not got here because I've used in the album, and I've already used them. Bought some more double-sided tape, some more of these page protectors for the albums. I've got these 2 albums here, and they're the lever arch type ones, as well as that Joseph one that I've got. And then I've got some new stamps. I'm just going to show you these really quickly. This one, Winnie the Pooh, this one. Some of these you've seen in the album. Echo Park, American Crafts, Echo Park. I went a bit crazy. Echo Park. I went a bit crazy, really crazy. But what I decided to do, this is for my great nephew. What I wanted to do was, I didn't want to get baby or boy specific items. I wanted to get items that I could continue to use, you know, as he grows. So not baby themed. I mean, there's 1 or 2 things here, you know, that are baby themed, possibly. But I think, you know, like the baby's bottle there. I mean, I'll probably never use that. But yeah, so with children, I don't like the pink and the blue, and I don't like the girl things and the boy things. I just like say animal themed, that kind of thing. I don't like specifics. I think you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I tried to do that so that I could use them for other things and continue to use them as he gets older. This is the stencil that you've seen me use already, which is a scrapbook.com. Some of the papers I've used already. Our Baby Boy 3x4 journaling card here, and Echo Park, and then again here, Hello Baby, Baby Boy words, Echo Park, and I think they're you've seen them in my birthday month album. Don't think I've used them on a layout. And then I've just got Baby on Board, It's a Boy, this one, Fuzzy Friends. This one, same again, Baby Boy journaling cards. Hopefully you can see that. And then I should have zoomed out again. And this is My Little Boy, Echo Park, zooming arrows. This one, love that one. I don't know which side I'll use. 4x6 journaling cards, same again. This one. And then this one is again My Little Boy learning letters. It's got crowns. I bought those, you know, for something Elvis, more to do with Elvis, I think. But I love this side as well, so whichever side I use is fine. This one is Up in, did I say what that one was called? Learning letters. Up in Space is this one with the arrows. I love arrows. And then this is this nighttime theme. Arrows and things I just love using, so I can use them on any kind of layout. Baby Boy, Echo Park again, journaling cards, these ones here, which I liked. And then this one is Our Baby, journaling cards, Echo Park again, and it's all these ones here. So there may be 1 or 2 things on here that are specifically like baby themed, but it's possible I might use the other side of the paper or the other bits, you know, from that sheet. So yeah, that's my spending. Yeah, I did treat, like I said, I did treat myself, and I've been umming and ahhing as to whether to buy some travel themed items for my camper van travels, but so far I've resisted, but that may not continue. I may decide to buy some things. So yeah, busy month, busy 2 months. I've managed to do crafting. I think I finished my birthday month album in April, or possibly even the very beginning of May, but I'd completed it like almost within the month. So that kept me busy. Yeah, I think that's about it. I have got lots of plans for scrapping in the future, all my Joseph trips that I took and a few other things, so I'm excited to do that. I've got a couple of layouts that I've already started or have planned that I'm working on. I really am going to try and come on here and do like a process video for you. Can't promise, can't guarantee, but I really want to try and do that if I can. At this moment in time, I can't remember the last time I did one. I think it was like last October or something like that. I haven't, as you know, I haven't added anything into my travels notebook. I've got a few things to pop in there. I might do the camper one. I'm working on the baby one. Yeah, just hopefully I will be able to do some scrapbooking. Obviously busy with the puppies, busy with the camper van, of course. I'm supposed to be doing a little bit of travelling in June. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Stay safe, take care, and I shall see you next time.